Hello, and welcome to Rooted in Reflection. You see, on this channel, I want to give you all an opportunity. I want to give you all an experience, not just a moment, not just an opportunity to review, discuss, manifest, but a moment of peace, a moment of reflection, because what we really need is a pause for honest self-inquiry, a self-reflection of who we are, a self-reflection of what we see, and also a self-reflection of where do we want to be. Because in a world that often demands our performance over our presence, it's easy to lose ourselves trying to be everything for everyone. We shapeshift to be liked, overextend to be needed, and strive for perfection to feel worthy. But beneath this striving is often a tender truth. We are afraid that who we are may not be enough. Rooted in reflection is an internal pause, an invitation to come back to yourself. This space is not about fixing or performing, or giving off any glimmers of an element or an image. It's about remembering who you are beneath the masks, what you need beneath the noise, and what it means to live aligned with your truth rather than trapped by others' expectations of you. These questions are here to gently unravel the stories you've inherited from your mother, your father, your ancestors, the traumas that you've experienced, the elements of why me, the worry of what's going to happen, the fear of the unknown is often the hardest truth, isn't it? But that's precisely why being rooted in reflection gives you a gentle opportunity and offer you a room to breathe, reclaim, and begin again. Oftentimes, many people say that starting over is unattainable, but that's not true. Starting over is hard, but what really makes it harder is when you think that it is. Because the hardest part of life is starting it. The hardest part of a new beginning is beginning it. And the hardest part of actually living a life that you feel proud of is forgetting that gratitude. Gratitude gives you an opportunity to really appreciate your life no matter what element, no matter what memory, no matter what trauma. Appreciating that you made it. You are a survivor. So take a deep breath. This is not a test. This is a homecoming. Let's begin. So for today's reflection, I want us to take a moment to pause and really reflect on how we can break from people-pleasing and perfectionism. And the true thing for inner work and growth stems from, where did I first learn that my worth is tied to being needed, helpful, or liked? So I ask you in this moment to think about your childhood dynamics, cultural messages, or early relationships. Whose approval do you feel you had to earn? Whose approval you feel you valued the most? And whose approval you feel still till this day you cannot attain? Take this moment to reflect on that question. And also, when was the last time I said yes when I really wanted to say no? What did I fear? What happened if I honored my true boundary? Self-respect is more than the person. Self-respect is respecting that you as a human being who also exists, who also has a say-so, who also has an opportunity, and who also is a spiritual being, has a boundary that should be respected no matter who it is. And sometimes we may feel anxious when others are disappointed or upset. Why is that? Why do we feel anxious when we're about to disappoint someone or upset someone when all that we're about to say is the truth? And the delivery could be right. The intention could be precise. But why do we feel that we have to recluse, shrink ourselves smaller? Shrink, shrink, shrink. Is there discomfort or a threat to your identity, safety, or sense of self-worth? Is there external elements that are influencing this fear? Times that is the hardest truth. What is contributing? And what can I pull from? What does perfection promise me? Is it safety, love, acceptance? How has chasing perfection failed to deliver on that promise? Is your life any different? Do you feel fulfilled? Or do you feel like you're falling short? In a world filled with filters, who's doing this? What are you wearing? How your hair is lifted, how your lips look, how your body looks. Are you educated? Or are you uneducated? Perfection often is the goal. And some may say, I am perfectly imperfect. But that is only a reflection of smoke that's coming from a furnace that is old, uncared for, broken, and overlooked. So the question is, what are you afraid of? Unfiltered, imperfect, and are you afraid of being honest? Is there a belief that being authentic is too risky? Once upon a time, I thought that I was not enough. I wanted to be like everyone else. If only that was the style, that was the name, that was to best categorize my early years of development. If only I could be like this person. If only I could attain this. Friends, status, idealistic perception of a family unit, or idealistically, what I think the world should look like. So then I asked myself, whose voice do I hear in my head when I push myself to do more, be better, or keep the peace? Is it mine? Or is it someone else's expectation that I've internalized? For me, expectations were never placed on me to be like anyone else. But when you see shows, movies, society, it makes you feel as if you're different. And sometimes different doesn't feel comfortable. It feels odd, doesn't it? it feels like you're the only one living in your own body. You're the only one living in your own skin. And I began to be a people pleaser. Someone that respected the opinions of others or looked for the validation. But that also caused me to want to avoid conflicts and sometimes suppress my needs to keep harmony. But what was that costing? Costing me to shrink my star, lower my own light so someone else can have their light. But will they share it? Sometimes they didn't. So then I felt so free when I was honest. Sometimes even my delivery was just like this. And sometimes the greatest fear is creating a boundary with someone that you love. It's never easy. No one ever said life would be. But what I want you to pull away from this is that you are enough. You have the freedom. You have the ability to identify what part of me still believes I have to earn rest, love, or approval. Can I sit with that part gently without judgment? Can you believe that, yeah, you're tired? You can rest. You have that opportunity. You can do that. You have the freedom to do that. The goal for having an authentic life doesn't mean that you are afraid of attaining it. Sometimes you don't feel as if you have the opportunity or the ability to. You work, go to school, take care of kids, you're married, you have other responsibilities, pushing someone else's dream forward instead of your own, believing that this part of your life has ended. School is not an option past 30 or 40. The society has placed limitations on how far we can go. But I'm here to tell you that authentic living starts with personal reflection. The why, the who, the where, the when, the how, the freedom to break free from people pleasing and perfectionism. Because there's only one of you in the world. We don't have doppelgangers. I, God, I hope I don't have one. Because imagine having two Aishas in the world. You'll be entertained for sure. You'll have your high moments and low moments. But the protector side of me, the side that protects, I hope that that other doppelganger of me could be a reflection of my growth and not of my pain and not of my trauma that I've overcome. But sitting where I sit now, I'll be that doppelganger's friend. I'll offer empathy, and then we'll see how that goes. Because oftentimes we become our own doppelgangers in our children, in our relationships, in our partnerships. We become our own greatest fear. So I ask you today, reflect on that. Comment in the description box below if you can relate to this, or email askrootedwithaisha@gmail.com if this is something that you really needed. And if you have something private that you want to tell me that you do not want to publicly post in the comments, please do. And we can have those deeply rooted discussions. But I thank you for joining Rooted in Reflection. Because this is a healing space. But this is also a safe space. Thank you.